Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are the light.
Reynolds with a drive, deep left field. See you later. Gone to the bleachers. A grand slam for Mark Reynolds.
How about that? That's 4 quick ones, baby.
And that is a massive blow to make it a 7-2 Indians lead. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, it's Indians baseball today. The Tribe has the brooms at hand as they try to sweep the Chicago White Sox. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. What a game last night for the Indians as they got a terrific pitching performance from Zach McAllister, and the big bats broke out in a big way. Mark Reynolds off to a great start swinging the bat for the Indians.
Boy, he has been fun to watch, and the ball just jumps off his bat. He gets a base hit to drive in a run yesterday, and then the big blast. He hit his second career grand slam coming off a breaking ball deep into the seats in left field. That propelled a 6-run inning right there, and Mark Reynolds is doing a fine job, offensively. But, every season is different. Last year he only had 3 RBIs in the month of April. You can see he's off to a terrific start. 5 homers, 13 RBIs.
Well, you said it before with Mark Reynolds. When he hits them, he can hit them in bunches.
Yeah, oh yeah, they come a lot. They come often. He's one of those guys. It's all or nothing. He may go out and he may go a week where he may strike out a lot. But I'll tell you what, when he's swinging the bat like he is now, don't leave for anything in the refrigerator. Stay right there and watch him swing.
All right, stay tuned. It's the Indians and the White Sox coming up next as the Tribe tries to kick a little dirt on their Central Division rivals from Chicago. Nick Swisher in the OH. The Tribe crowd is in full throat. Indians and the White Sox pass the mustard. We're not coming back next. Ready for baseball here at Progressive Field. Indians and the White Sox. Let's take a look at Terry Francona's starting nine, presented by Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Actually, we're going to go with the White Sox starting lineup because that's normally what we do when we're at home. Alejandro Diaza, Jeff Keppinger, and Alex Rios. Adam Dunn, Paul Konerko, Diane Viciedo, Connor Gillespie, Alexei Ramirez, and Tyler Flowers. And Brett Myers ready to go for the Tribe. Hoping to get things turned around. He's had a tough couple of first outings, a start and then an appearance out of the bullpen. He's been bombed for 7 home runs and just over 10 innings of work. Alejandro Diaza to lead it off for Chicago. Myers' first pitch misses for ball 1.
Yeah, Myers pitched in Tuesday's game in relief against the Yankees. Ended up pitching 5 1/3 innings. He ended up saving the bullpen, although they hit him around pretty good. And it's a matter of control for Brett Myers. He's not overpowering. He's 88, 89 miles an hour, and he's going to have to locate it and get the ball down in the strike zone.
He's behind Diaza 2-0. Finds the strike zone. A few stray sprinkles falling at game time. Pretty much the theme of this whole homestand to start the year. Now the 2-1. Popped him up. Left field. Michael Brantley makes the catch, 1 away.
Let's check out that Indians defense behind Myers this afternoon. Brantley, who just made the play, is in left field. It'll be Bourne in center. Swisher gets the start in right. Chisenhall at third. Cabrera at short. Rayburn back at second. Reynolds at first. Gomes behind the plate. Brett Myers making his second start this year. As I mentioned, Tuesday out of the bullpen. So this, could be a big start for him as far as him showing some Terry Francona and his staff what he can do. He's definitely a fly ball pitcher to this point and has been. Control is the key for him.
There's a called strike over the outside corner at the knees, keeping the ball down. Certainly something that is important. And he's quickly ahead of Keppinger, 0-2.
You look at the first 2 starts in this series between Masterson and McAllister, they were brilliant. And they pounded the strike zone.
Ran it in on him. And a foul, back 0-2 the count. Two-strike pitch. Liner to second, and it's snared by Rayburn. 2 down. With more on Brett Myers, let's go downstairs to Katie Witham.
Well, guys, Ricky just mentioned one of the keys for Brett today is to keep the ball down. I had a chance to speak with him yesterday. He also told me not only does he need to come out here and do that, but he also mentally has to stay in starter mindset, which is using all of his pitches in any count instead of falling back into reliever mode where he relies on his fastball.
Here is Alex Rios, who had his 10-game hitting streak to start the year, ended yesterday with an 0-for-4. Did reach on an error once. Missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Plus, I also believe that when you get a start from Masterson like you did, and then McAllister follows that up with a gem, the next guy takes the ball. He wants to keep that momentum going.
Well, they do. They feed off each other.
Yeah, exactly. Now, he still has to go out and execute his pitches.
Right.
There is no false sense of momentum where, hey, I'm just going to ride this wave. He's still got to go out and execute, and that's the most important thing.
Competition amongst themselves is what it turns into. They don't want to be the guy that gives up or keeps takes the momentum away from a ball club. Starting staffs, they build around each other. You know how that bullpen is tightly, they're together. Well, the starters are the same way. They want to go out there. They want to provide 6, 7 innings and give your team that chance to win.
Now the 2-2. Missed inside. And even though he's had a couple of rough outings, he's not moping around with his head down. He was the first one to congratulate Justin Masterson the other day. He was the first one to talk to Zach McAllister when he came out of yesterday's ball game. He's a pro. He's been around a long time.
Right.
He knows what he has to do now.
He's a veteran. There's no question.
Payoff pitch. Swung out and miss. He pulled the string and strikes out Rios. And a 1-2-3 first inning for Brett Myers. Making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Michael Bourne leading it off, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera. Michael Brantley into the 3-hole. Nick Swisher batting cleanup. Mark Reynolds 5th. Then Jason Giambi gets his first start as an Indian, DHing batting 6th. And Ryan Rayburn in the 7-hole. Lonnie Chisenhall 8th. Jan Gomes will bat 9th.
31-year-old Jake Peavy on the mound for the White Sox, making his third start. 1-1 and a high ERA for him. Coming off a start against the Nats.
Bourne drills it deep right field. Gone to the bullpen. Oh, Michael Bourne, his second home run of the year, just yanked one deep to right field, and the Indians grab a 1-0 lead.
Well, I didn't even have a chance to get it out of my mouth. He gave up 3 home runs in his last start in Washington. And Bourne hits his second, and both home runs have come on first pitches. He jumped on that fastball down and in. He's able to turn on it. He gets into their bullpen. With one swing of the bat, the Indians lead at 1-0. That is their 15th home run.
And we talked about Bourne as a guy who will look to take the ball the other way, stay inside the ball. But he got a pitch inner half and turned it loose. Now is Asdrubal Cabrera taking a strike. Sixth time in Michael Bourne's career he has hit a leadoff home run. Cabrera fouls one back, and he's down the count 1-2.
Peavy usually awfully tough on right-handers. That's why you want to say, come on, you left-handers. Get him today.
And the 1-2 to Cabrera.
Yeah,
foul tipped off the glove.
Sounded like it.
Sounded like the bat, excuse me. One away.
He went to check his swing, but he did get a piece. Inside, there's the check, but I don't know if that looked like it. You could hear it tick something.
Michael Brantley 1 for 6 in the series with a double. Peavy pounds the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. He's thrown 6 out of 7. 4 strikes.
Well, Peavy making his 11th career start against the Tribe and his 6th in this ballpark. 4-3 in his career, 2-1 in this yard.
Not unusual for him to throw a lot of strikes. In his first 2 games, he's walked 1 and struck out 13.
He comes at you. He's a competitor. A 3-time All-Star.
Count 1 ball, 2 strikes on Michael Brantley.
Brantley in the number 3 hole today. Kipnis sitting out again. And, you know, Michael, although he loves that number 5 hole, and that's his best spot in the lineup as far as when you look at the numbers, it's the 6th career start in the number 3 spot.
And a ground ball backhanded by Ramirez. Long throw, pulls him off the bag. And Brantley will have to hold right there. It got a favorable bounce for Adam Dunn. Sometimes the ball will go right into that photo bay, and that would have afforded Brantley second base.
Ramirez had no chance, no other choice but to get up and just get rid of it quickly as possible. He made a nice stop, and he tries to rush the throw to get it over there, and it's just inaccurate, but it's going to go as a base hit for Brantley. It's a tough play for Ramirez. A nice stop, a little wild throw, but Brantley gets on with a single.
So the Indians with a 1-out base runner now for Nick Swisher. Was off to a great start here at Progressive Field. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a home run against the Sox. Yesterday's ball game. And Nick has hit everything in sight here at this ballpark. He's 6 for 11 on the homestand. And he has hit in 20 straight games now.
Yeah. Well, for whatever reason, he just feels comfortable here, and it's nice to see. You know, when you have a home ballpark, you feel comfortable in, you see the ball.
Our keys to the game for Brett Myers: keep it down and get after it with Jake Peavy. Swisher and Michael Young, the only 2 to hit in 20 consecutive games in this ballpark. Fouled right back.
Good swing.
Young's streak started on June 1st, 2004. Ran through May 25th, 2008 when he was with Texas. With Brantley at first and 1 out in the first, Indians up 1-0.
Good pitch.
And Swisher takes a called third for out number 2. Stat of the game brought to you by your Northern Ohio Buick dealers. 5 homers, 13 or more ribbies in the first 10 games of this team's year. Here's a list of the guys who've done that.
Well, you got to go back for the first 2, and then Sandy, that magical year he had in '97. Gonzalez, a beautiful year in '01.
He wound up with 140 runs batted in 2001.
Oh, you'd take that, wouldn't you, from Reynolds this year? 140?
Are you kidding me? Fouled back. Well, interesting note in the Indians media information today. Most RBI through the first 9 games of an Indians career, 1901 through 2013, because Reynolds missed 1 game, so he's 9 games under his belt coming in. Juan Gonzalez with the 14 we just showed you. Leon Wagner, Daddy Wags,
Did it in 1964, had 13, and Mark Reynolds now. Daddy Wags ended up with 100 RBIs in 1964 when he did it. You'd take that from Mark Reynolds.
Yeah.
For sure. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2.
Well, it just gives the Indians. The Indians have something this year, and we've already witnessed it, that they didn't have all of last year and a couple years prior, is the right-handed pop.
Yeah.
In that lineup. What they have, I think, 38 home runs last year from the right side of the plate. And they already have 10 home runs from the right side. And we're in April. So that's they have a dimension that we haven't seen here in a while.
Yeah, we're only halfway through April.
Yeah, 10 games in.
Good stop there by Tyler Flowers. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Reynolds. Brantley at first with 2 down and a 1-2 count. And Reynolds strikes out. But Michael Bourne with a leadoff homer here in the bottom of the first. And the Indians have the early 1-0 lead. Indians with a 1-0 lead as we go to the second inning. Adam Dunn, the leadoff for Chicago. And he hits one in the air to left. Back is Brantley to grab it, 1 away. Today's injury report brought to you by Elk & Elk Serious Lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And for Chicago, Gordon Beckham, 15-day DL. Broke the hamate bone in that left wrist. Now John Danks, a starter, down on the DL with a shoulder issue. And Layson Septimo, same problem. White Sox added Tyler Green to their roster before the game today. Formerly with the Houston Astros, an infielder. Paul Konerko, the White Sox DH, 2 for 7 in the series with a double, taking a strike and to count 1-1. Just above the belt. And it's 2-1. Good off-speed pitch. Konerko taking it for a strike to even it up 2-2. White Sox have lost 5 straight, all 5 on the road. And it's been a long time since they were that bad. 1972, the last time the White Sox lost their first 5 games on the road.
Yeah, they're the only team without a win on the road this year.
Full count. You've got to go all the way back to the same year Cleveland Indians spent a first-round pick on Richard Eugene Manning.
72, huh?
Yeah. Now the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, and Myers has his second strikeout of the afternoon. 2 down in the inning. Well, we showed you what the White Sox are dealing with in terms of injuries. How about the Indians walking wounded? Here's Katie.
Well, Matt, I spoke with Carlos Santana today. He still has a good amount of swelling on the inside of that left thumb. He told me he feels good when he's catching, but he can't grip a bat or hit without pain. They're hoping that taking the day today and then with the off day tomorrow, he'll be ready to go on Tuesday when the Red Sox come to town.
Well, hopefully that will be a best-case scenario.
You know, and you still think about it. If he hits left-handed, it's his top hand. Right-handed, it's his bottom hand. But, you know, you still got to get some bees in there in the cold weather, and somebody gets into your kitchen or something like that. It's still going to be affected, even in a couple days, I would think. You know, maybe they can make a pad or they can put something in a glove that'll give it a little more cushion than normal.
Viciedo fouling it out of play.
You know, you could maybe get some of that little foam rubber and wrap it around. I don't know how it's a comfort it is when you're hitting like that, but just to protect it.
Now the 1-2. Viciedo drives one to center. Back is Bourne. He's got room. And he'll make the catch, and the White Sox go 1-2-3. Middle of the second, the Indians 1 and the White Sox nothing. Tasty sauces and juicy chicken in a warm tortilla. Try one today. Home half of the second inning, and Jason Giambi's first bat as a Cleveland Indian, and he sends one sky high on the first pitch. Second baseman Jeff Keppinger under it to grab it for out number 1. Jason's been anxious to get in that starting lineup. He's in there today for the first time.
Well, he was watching Peavy just try and throw strikes, fastballs to get ahead of guys. So he jumps on that first fastball. He just popped it up.
Brings up Ryan Rayburn. 。  . . .
1-2.
1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2 And looks at a fastball for a strike. Rayburn 1 for 4 with a double against the White Sox yesterday. Fouled right back. Rayburn in his career has batted .290 against Chicago with 13 homers and 50 runs batted in. He's always had a knack. And everybody seems to have that team they excel against, or if you're on the other side, you say, boy, this guy always seemed to kill us.
Wear us out. Yeah, well, divisional games when he was with Detroit. And then again, on the other side of that coin, they have teams that they can't get by a hit against, you know. So it's always nice when that team is coming to town that you have a little bit of success against.
Peavy with the 1-2, and Rayburn chops it slowly to third. Gillespie with a nice play on the move for out number 2. Our trivia question this afternoon brought to you by AT&T. Since 1990, 3 Indians players have hit 8 or more home runs in April. 8 or more homers in the month of April since 1990. Who are those 3 Indians players? We'll have the answer coming up later on. Lonnie Chisenhall back in the lineup, a swing and a miss. Missed outside with that one, 1-1 to count. Chisenhall showing some patience here, and the count is now 2-1. And now 3 balls and a strike. As Peavy falls behind the Indians' number 8 hitter with Yan Gomes waiting on deck. Caught the outside corner. The payoff pitch. Ran it in on him. And a bouncer to second. The Indians go 1-2-3. 2 complete. It's the Indians 1 and the White Sox nothing. Indians with a 1-0 lead as we go to the third inning. It will be the bottom third of the White Sox order coming up. Connor Gillespie, Alexei Ramirez, and Tyler Flowers. Connor Gillespie, 3 for 7 in the series. Picked up February 22nd in a trade from San Francisco. A guy who has kind of figured out who he is as a player. He's got a very short, compact swing. And his approach at the plate is to try to just play pepper, hit line drives. And the nice thing about an approach like that is that when they get Gordon Beckham back, he's got the kind of swing that you figure will play well off the bench. So he's opened some eyes already in Chicago. And with him being a left-handed hitter, Keppinger being a right-handed hitter, you know, he gives them maybe almost a platoon type scenario at times at third base when they get back to full strength. The 2-1. Another line drive and another base hit for Gillespie. That's 4 hits in the series.
Yeah, that guy is. He's had a very good series against the Tribe so far.
Oh, he had a good series against Seattle. He smoked a couple of balls off King Felix Hernandez.
Well, it's a nice, easy swing. Hits a line drive. You can see it gets past Rayburn at second base.
That brings up Alexei Ramirez, who has gone 3 for 6 with a double in this series and looks at a pitch just outside for ball 1. That's the first hit in the game allowed by Myers, and the White Sox have their leadoff man on here in the third. Slow chopper back to the mound. Myers turns, goes to second. There's one. Cabrera's return throw to first. Very close. And Alexei Ramirez just beats it out. But on a ball that wasn't exactly tailor-made for a double play because it was hit so slowly back to the mound, they nearly turned 2.
I'll tell you, Brett Myers made a nice play. This had spin to it. It was off the end of the bat. And it was not as easy as taking it on that one hop. But he gives a good feed. Cabrera ends up getting it over there, but not in time to get him. Slowly hit. Myers made the throw to Cabrera. At least you get the lead runner.
So Ramirez at first with 1 out, and Tyler Flowers to the plate. Fouled right back. Right back again. It's 0-2 as Flowers hitless in his last 21 at bats. Only Tyler Flowers and Sherm Lawler in 1958 homered in the White Sox first 2 games as a catcher for the White Sox. Got him looking. Painted the outside corner. And there's that location we talk about with the fastball. Locating the fastball, and he did it to perfection right there. His 3rd strikeout.
Well, you also have to like he's keeping the ball down in the zone. He's hitting some pretty good spots to this point. You see Gomes sitting away right there. Outside edge on the corner. Great pitch. Great pitch. Strikeout number 3. First time through the lineup for Myers.
Now Alejandro De Aza, who flied to left his first time up. Hard hit ball to first, right into the glove of Mark Reynolds, who tags the bag and ends the inning. Later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Yan Gomes will lead off for the Indians. Clobbered his first home run on his first hit in an Indians uniform yesterday. Peavy gets ahead with that fastball for strike one. One ball and one strike. White Sox are heading north of the border to Toronto as their road trip will continue after today's game.
They got a 4-game series up there, don't they?
Yeah. There's a drive fouled on the left side. Wow, ricocheting off of his seat back onto the field. Gomes yesterday driving one deep to center field and out of here. That made it 9-2 at that time. His first hit as a member of the Indians. He's done a nice job, as we mentioned, behind the plate defensively. Two. Wow, that broke the bat like you can't believe. Saw little pieces of it splintering off.
Yeah, that's what you call deep into the kitchen. But the good thing, it went foul and you have another opportunity at least.
Yeah, I was hugging that line first. It's hard to tell if it was going to stay right on the chalk. 2-2. Gomes sends one high in the air to left center. De Aza, the center fielder, has it one away. Michael Bourne started the game with a bang.
Down and in. He dropped the bat head on it. Difference in the ball game. And this year, hitters against Jake Peavy have swung at the first pitch 6 times. And 5 of them have been successful with a couple of home runs, a double, and 4 ribbies. So Bourne swung at the first pitch, hit the home run. And he comes right back in there. Jake Peavy with a fastball.
Fouled right back. It's 0-2. Now Peavy ahead 0-2. Deals up high. Got him. Might have chased one out of the zone there. 4 strikeouts now for Jake Peavy. 2 down in the inning.
MLB.com At Bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Indians baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit Indians.com for the details.
As Dribble Cabrera struck out his first time up, but he has more hits against Peavy than any other player in the lineup today. 5 career hits, 1 a home run. Couldn't hold up. And Cabrera down on the count 0-2. Peavy deals. Cabrera fights it off to stay alive.
Tight slider. Throws that slider about 90 or 86 miles an hour and starts it on the inside corner of the left-handers, and it seems like it's breaking in off the plate. Tough pitch to lay off of.
Goes back in with a fastball and rings him up. Now, Peavy has been very effective since allowing that leadoff homer to Michael Bourne, but the Tribe leads it 1-0. Jeff Keppinger, Alex Rios, and Adam Dunn due up for Chicago. Brett Myers has made 35 pitches through the first 3 innings and 23 for strikes. Misses down low to Keppinger, who lined the ball to second baseman Ryan Rayburn his first time up. 2 balls, no strikes. Keppinger with a hit in 4 of his last 5 games. And a high fly ball fouled on the left side. Another foul back, and Myers comes back to even the count. Keppinger got off to a rough start, hitless in his first 19 at bats. Ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Cabrera from a knee. He throws but can't get him. And Keppinger has an infield single to start the 4th inning. Boy, almost a sensational play by Cabrera.
Anytime you leave your feet as a shortstop and you have just even an average runner, you have to get up so quickly and get rid of that ball and be accurate with it because you're so far away from first base. Again, Ramirez had a play like that early in the game. Cabrera has one now. Just a difficult play as a shortstop to get up and just get rid of the ball quickly.
Well, Alex Rios, a strikeout victim his first time up. Takes a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Myers really made a concerted effort to throw that breaking ball in off the plate or inside corner the first time he faced Rios. Which sometimes can be dangerous because if you don't get it in and you miss out over the plate.
Well, yes, if you're starting to try and freeze a hitter, you better not throw it too many times to him. But in this series, this trio of Rios, Dunn, and Konerko, the Indians have been able to handle.
Well, and Rios, as I mentioned, had that 10-game hitting streak snapped yesterday, and he was hitting over 400 during his 10-game tear to start the campaign. 2-1. Line drive, base hit left field. And back-to-back hits to open the 4th now for Chicago.
This looked like a changeup. Off-speed pitch that was elevated in the strike zone, and Rios smokes it to left. So back-to-back singles here for the White Sox starting off the 4th inning.
And now Adam Dunn, who flied to left his first time up. White Sox so far in the series are just 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. And on the year, with less than 2 out, just 3 for 32. And Adam Dunn himself said the other night, now granted, it was a terrific pitching performance by Justin Masterson, but he mentioned after the game, he said, you know, right now we're just not getting the clutch hit when we need it. And he pointed the finger directly at himself. He went too far, and he's now down on the count 0-2. But he said, hey, you know what? I'm the biggest guy to blame. He said, I've had plenty of opportunities to drive in runs in key situations. And he said, just not either getting the pitch or not seeing it well, or just not getting it done.
That happens to every team. When you're not hitting with runners in scoring position, you look tired. You look, dead, as a matter of fact. But then when you get one big hit, you can hit with runners in scoring position. It erases a lot of mistakes.
Myers in a tough spot here, even though he's got Dunn down on the count of 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got him. Really buried it inside, and Dunn looked like he was just trying to maybe fight it off. Couldn't get a piece of it, though.
Let's start. Let's look at the sequence here from Myers to Dunn. It's a fastball inside, strike 1. Then he goes with the breaking ball. Misses with one. It's a 1-2 count now, and he's going to bury one down and in. Looked like a little cutter or something inside that was very nice. Nicely placed to get the first out of the inning.
And now up comes Paul Konerko. He struck out his first time up. And he challenged him with a first pitch fastball, and Konerko unable to square it up.
You see what Konerko's approach is? You get a guy in scoring position. He's trying to go the other way. He's staying on the ball, stayed inside it. He started him off inside. That's a good fastball to turn on, but he's concentrating on going to right center field.
The 0-1. Oh, awfully good looking breaking ball, but doesn't get the call. Same pitch in the first at bat against Konerko, and he didn't get the call.
Well, is this the old, wrap around where it comes down on? It missed in off the plate.
Tantalizing, as they say, but just off the dish. The 1-1. In the air, right field. Routine for Nick Swisher, who backs up a few steps. Keppinger tags at second, bluffs the move. He's not going. 2 down. Here's our great clip of the game from yesterday. Boy, Zach McAllister did a terrific job after the 2 unearned runs in the first inning. Indians came back, tied it, then they got in the lead, and he never let Chicago have any breathing room. Just didn't let him get back in the game.
He was very good. 74% strikes yesterday. His first start wasn't bad against Tampa. Again, a couple of unearned runs with Zach on the mound like he did in his first start, but he buckled down. 6 1/3 innings.
Well, for Brett Myers, after the back-to-back singles to start the inning, a chance to get out of it now. Diane Viciedo fly to center his first time up, takes ball 1. High pop on the infield. Cabrera backing up. He says, I'll take it. He does. And Myers gets out of trouble with a terrific job setting down Dunn, Konerko, and Viciedo in order. Indians with a 1-0 lead over Chicago. Bottom of the 4th inning. It will be Brantley, Swisher, and Reynolds coming up. Sunday afternoon here at Progressive Field. Another gray, cloudy day, 45 at game time, but the temperature is supposed to go up today. Supposed to go to 60 degrees before the day is over, and then tomorrow looks really nice. Red Sox will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Pitch upstairs to Brantley, who had an infield single his first time up. Jake Peavy throwing a lot of strikes here at the outset. 45 pitches, 32 for strikes. Brantley shoots that out of play. Michael Bourne stroked a home run to right field to start the ball game, and that's been it for the scoring. The only other Indian to reach was Brantley with his infield hit in that first inning. And a high pop on the infield. Keppinger will make the grab, and that's 9 straight retired by Peavy. Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, should Larry Doby's number be retired along with Jackie Robinson's? Zach Jackson on Braxton Miller's continued improvement for the Buckeyes. And video interviews from the Indians, the Cavs, and the Buckeyes. Get complete coverage of all today's action involving Ohio sports on FoxSportsOhio.com. Nick Swisher called out on strikes his first time up. And a strike called over the outside corner. Down and in, he misses.
Jake Peavy is he's moving the ball around nicely. Staying inside the left-handers, never letting them feel comfortable, and then goes right back away with a changeup after he showed Swisher inside.
There's the 20-game hitting streak we talked about for Swisher. Tied for the longest ever at this ballpark. And he strikes him out. So Jake Peavy continues to mow him down now. 2 down here in the 4th.
Well, season tickets will show you the best seats and the lowest prices. And only season ticket holders get the Tribe Rewards, giving you the access to unique opportunities. Full and partial ticket plans are on sale now at Indians.com.
Mark Reynolds, a strikeout victim his first time up. Looks at a ball down low. Cuts and misses. Took a little something off. Reynolds down now, a ball and 2 strikes. On his grand slam yesterday, Reynolds said, "I was trying to get the ball in the air." Said it wasn't an easy day to get it out of the park, but so far it hasn't ever been an easy day here.
This is not a home run hitter's park.
Early.
You earn it.
Yeah.
You earn it here. I mean, when it warms up and you get into June or something, we see it fly to right center field, but it's legitimate, this ballpark. Peavy already has 9 swings and misses.
Down and in, he missed. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Way outside, and now a full count. So the string is out for Mark Reynolds. Jason Giambi would be next if he keeps the inning alive. Peavy's payoff pitch. And a foul back. There's Jason Giambi waiting in the on-deck circle for a chance potentially to hit here. And the payoff pitch again. Swung on and missed. So 11 in a row retired by Jake Peavy. And it remains 1-0 Cleveland through 4. Locations in Northeast Ohio. And by your local Toyota dealers for over 30 Toyota offers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. The Cuyahoga River is the Indians with a 1-0 lead over the White Sox, going now to the 5th inning. Brett Myers has pitched very well. 3-hit shutout baseball so far here today. Connor Gillespie has one of those hits. A base hit back in the 3rd, his 4th already in the series. Take it 5. He just continues to wrap the baseball.
Yes, and hits it hard. He led off the 3rd inning with a single. He does it here in the 5th. They have had their leadoff man aboard 3 times the last 3 innings. So he finds a ball to his liking, pulls it in the hole. Hit number 4 for the White Sox, and another start to an inning.
3rd straight inning, leadoff man aboard. Alexei Ramirez followed Gillespie's single in the 3rd inning with a little tapper right back to the mound. Nearly turned into a double play, but Ramirez was able to beat it out. Swung on and missed. Ramirez, unlike most hitters, stands up in the front of the batter's box. Most of your hitters, they anchor that back foot along the back line of the batter's box, but Ramirez likes to be up almost at the very top of the batter's box.
You know, so true. You see most hitters, that front foot gets up near that front line of the batter's box. Everybody else deals with the back line, and I think hitters think they need a little more time, you know, to see the baseball and make the adjustment. It's a comfort zone. But he is one of the few, you're right, that stands even with the plate, or that front foot might be a little bit out in front of home plate.
Yeah, his front foot, when he strides, his front foot is landing almost on the line at the top of the batter's box when he strides forward. High pop. Over is Rayburn, the second baseman, calling for it. And he makes the catch and foul ground for out number 1. And the White Sox now 4 for 29 in the series with a runner on base.
Myers had the 4th inning where he let the first 2 guys reach. and then ended up coming back, getting done. Konerko and Viciedo on a pop-up. So he was able to escape that inning, keeping a 1-0 game. That's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Tyler Flowers out on strikes his first time up. A number of times where Myers has thrown that curveball and just missing, not getting.
Well, he's throwing it early in the count and on first pitches, and guys are taking it because you look away. You don't look inside. There you go.
Delayed steal
Nice.
attempt, and they got him.
Nicely done. Gomes, I'll tell you what, he saw him take off late, and he just went ahead and threw it to second base. And it was right on the money as Rayburn ends up coming over to cover. It's a delayed steal. Shuffle, shuffle, go. 1, 2. He went a little early. He only shuffled off one time. And then I think, and that's what you do. You fool the middle infielders on a delayed steal. But you certainly didn't fool Yan Gomes, as you can see Rayburn apply the tag. Great throw. Out number 2.
Tyler Flowers fouls it back, a ball and 2 strikes. Now the 1-2. Boy, just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Myers takes a long look in now, the 2-2. And that's ripped deep to left. Brantley on the run, can't get it. Going to one-hop the wall. And that is going to snap an 0 for 22 spell for Tyler Flowers. It's a 2-out double here in the 5th inning.
Well, go figure. Doesn't that always happen? You get a guy thrown out at a base, and the next guy comes up and hits a gapper. But probably would have scored. There's another one elevated. He hasn't left many up in the strike zone, but that one was, and Flowers will get the first extra base hit for the White Sox. That's a double, his 2nd of the year.
And a runner in scoring position now for Alejandro De Aza. Ground ball to first. Reynolds goes himself. And the White Sox woes continue. Now 1 for 15 with a runner in scoring position in this series. Indians lead as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Jason Giambi will lead it off for the Tribe. Jason Giambi, 18-year major league career. And how about, I mean, his 18 years, he's averaged 280 batting average, 32 homers, over 100 ribbies, 30 doubles. How's that?
That's
pretty
outstanding.
Good, huh?
Yes, it is. Not pretty good. It's really good.
Those are the overall numbers. Ripped foul.
It was either a slider or a changeup that he tried to get in there, and he was so far out in front. You don't see many hit him. They say when you hit it foul. Watch this. Boom. That's in on the belt buckle, and he turns it out of there.
Missed down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Third among active players in homers and ribbies. 8 seasons of 30 or more. 7 times over 100 ribbies. Popped him up. The left fielder, Viciedo, makes the catch. 1 away. Our in-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. That's it. Michael Bourne with a leadoff homer in the bottom of the first has accounted for the only run in this game. The Indians only have 1 other hit, and that came 2 batters later when Michael Brantley singled with 1 out in the first inning. Since then, 12 in a row set down by Peavy.
Yeah, and he hasn't messed around. He hasn't walked anybody. He's been throwing a lot of strikes, 7 strikeouts. And when this guy, I don't blame him. I think we've had 4 pitches we swung at first pitch today.
Ryan Rayburn, liner to left. That'll stop the streak. A 1-out base hit here in the 5th. So after Peavy retired 12 straight, Ryan Rayburn, who has made a career out of hammering White Sox pitching, ends the skid.
Goes down and hits that ball nicely into left field. So a 1-out single for Rayburn gives Chisenhall a chance.
Lonnie Chisenhall bounced to second his first time up. Down low for ball 1. .46 out of the 66 pitches that Peavy has thrown have been for strikes. Now the 1-0 to Chisenhall. Another throw to first. Rayburn back. Powered it by him with a good fastball. I don't know that we face a pitcher who grunts with more intensity than Peavy when he lets it go.
Well, he'll yell at himself out there too if he doesn't, release it mechanically correct. He gets after it. He's his own toughest critic, man. He will yell at himself, scream. You'll see him in the dugout, but he's been quiet today because he has been throwing a lot of strikes. He's been very good.
We'll just lay back and you'll just listen to him grunt when he lets the ball go. Oh, close, and they got him. Rayburn is punched out at first by Jim Joyce. Adam Dunn applying the tag, and that erases the Indians' first base runner since the first inning.
Yeah, watch the A move. He started up, and did Rayburn slip there is what happened. He slipped on going back and caught him just before he reached the bag. Lost a little traction right there. Looked like he blew out a tire.
Chisnall swing and a miss. Man, it's 2-2. And he strikes him out. 8 Ks for Peavy. And through 5, it remains 1-0 Cleveland. With a 1-0 lead. Brett Myers coming back out to start the 6th inning. He and Jake Peavy locked in a very, very good duel. Peavy allowing the leadoff homer to Bourne. He's shut the Indians down since then. And Brett Myers has only had trouble really once today. First 2 on in the 4th inning, but he went bing, bang, boom out of that inning.
Well, this is great for Myers just to settle in after the first 2 outings for him. 1 start, 1 bullpen to come out and he's done a nice job today located. The times he has left the ball up, they've hit him, but he's kept it in the ballpark.
And now as we go into this 6th inning, because you've got a very well-rested bullpen and a day off tomorrow, Terry Francona has double barrel action in the pen, ready if needed.
All right.
Brian Shaw, the right-hander, the left-hander Rich Hill, both getting loose.
You know, when you look at the starters for the Indians in this series, they have only walked 1. They have struck out 17. So they've done a terrific job holding this White Sox team down.
Chop to third. Foul. Big breaking ball, and Keppinger did well to get a piece of that. 3 hits in the series and 10 at bats with a double for Jeff Keppinger. Moved the fastball off the outside corner, but unable to get him to chase after it. 2-2. Chop to third. This is fair. Chisnall had trouble with it. Can't come up with it. So an error allows the White Sox to get their leadoff man aboard.
Yeah, just a little backhanded play for Chisnall. And once you fumble it, he had time. He just, you panicked. That one took a hop once it hit the dirt on him. So he doesn't make the play. 10th error for the Indians this year, and that's where the White Sox will start this 6th inning.
And here's that trio again. Rios, Dunn, Konerko all lurking now. Rios 1 for 2. Line drive single his last time up in the left field. Upstairs with it, 2-0. Caught the outside corner. Good pitch there. 2 balls and a strike.
It's a decent count now where you figure he's going to have to throw him a strike here. You can start your runner, and if Rios wants to, he could swing, but it's a good slider on the inner part of the plate.
And Myers back to even now at 2-2. Double play ball to short. Cabrera to Rayburn. On to Reynolds, a double play. And another great job by Brett Myers here this afternoon.
That's called picking up your defense right there. He gives him the opportunity after the error by Chisenhall. He breaks the bat of Rios. Look at they want that breaking ball away. He missed his target, but it jams Rios. Cabrera over to Rayburn, and Rayburn does a nice job of turning that ball at second base to get the double play. 6-4-3 erases the error.
So with 2 down, now Adam Dunn, 0 for 2 on the afternoon, will be the batter. Dunn, not only is he 0 for 10 in the series, but 4 hits in his last 36 at bats with a dozen Ks. And now Myers falls behind him 2-0. Little bit outside, and now 3 balls, no strikes. Paul Konerko waiting on deck. Terry Francona will have a decision to make then.
Yeah, that was Myers' very first 3-0 count of the afternoon. Right here, you either paint or you walk him, because Dunn's a guy that can hurt you anywhere in this ballpark.
He's got a pretty good eye. He doesn't chase many bad balls.
No, he takes a lot of pitches.
And that's the walk first issued by Myers. And a runner at first with 2 down. Paul Konerko coming to the plate, and Terry Francona has already made up his mind. He's sticking with Myers. He's pitched very well here today. Shutout baseball through 5 2/3.
Just the second walk for the starters in the series.
The pitch. And Konerko taking that breaking ball, but it missed inside. Ball 1. Down low with it. 2-0 the count. Jan Gomes going to go out for a brief chat. Terry Francona showing some confidence in Brett Myers and sticking with him in a 1-0 game here in the 6th inning, because he's got 2 guys up in the bullpen.
Well, this is
they're
the part
both ready.
You've got to be careful with him, because if you remember with Myers in spring training, he'd get into that 3rd or 4th inning and he would lose it a little bit. This is the 3rd straight guy he's been 2-0 with, so he could be getting a little tired. Short start in his first outing and 5 1/3 in his last. But he's got his eye on him. He has the bullpen. It is ready and has been. So I would imagine this would be his last hitter either way.
Gets that in for a strike. It's 2-1. Now, this could be huge for Brett Myers and the Indians here today as they try for a sweep of Chicago. 1-0 lead for the Tribe in the 6th inning. Tying run at first with 2 down. Missed outside, 3-1. He wanted that one bad. He wanted to try to even the count with that pitch.
I think that's why he overthrew it a little bit. Tried to get a little extra on it away and make that perfect pitch, and it's just off the outside edge.
Now the 3-1. Konerko with a high fly ball, deep left field. Back is Brantley on the track at the wall, and it's gone. And Chicago takes a 2-1 lead. So Paul Konerko on a 3-1 pitch tees off, and Chicago goes in front. His 2nd home run of the year.
Well, the 3rd time. He's too good of a hitter. Fell behind in the count, and Konerko gets him. Well, the White Sox get the big hit when need be, and it doesn't surprise you, does it? Konerko, there you'll see out over the plate. Gets enough of it. I thought it might have been a little bit off the end of the bat, but it was not. Gets over the wall in left field, and the White Sox take a 2-1 lead.
Diane Viciedo 0 for 2 on the day. Takes a strike. Pops this one up. Center field, Michael Bourne coming in. Makes the catch. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th with Chicago now in front 2-1. White Sox now on top by a score of 2-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. And for the Indians, it will be Yan Gomes, Michael Bourne, as Dribble Cabrera.
Well, this is where the offense has got to come back and help him out. He had 1 pitch, a 2-run homer, and the Indians only 3 hits on the day, and that was a leadoff home run by Bourne. So got to try and find a way to get to Peavy.
Pushed him back off the play. 1-1 to count. Gomes cuts and misses. And the count 1-2. Gomes sends one high and fouled on the left side. That will get out of play. Indians just haven't been able to generate anything against Peavy since the leadoff homer by Bourne to start the game. Gomes stays alive. Michael Brantley, an infield single in that first, and Ryan Rayburn a one-out base hit in the fifth. That's been it. Jake Peavy, 75 pitches on the afternoon. 53 of those, 4 strikes. Gomes hanging in there.
Yes, he is.
Twins were either rained out or snowed out today in Minnesota.
Take your pick. I don't know. It was canceled any way you look at it.
Puts them in a tough spot against the National League foe to try and make that up. Gomes a strikeout. That's 9 for Peavy. We talked earlier about Jake Peavy and the grunts and the sounds he makes when he pitches. Here's a listen.
There you go. I think he held on to that one too long. He told himself.
Well, Michael Bourne accounted for the Indians' only run in the first with a leadoff homer. Bourne yanks one down the right field line again. Hooking. Foul in front of the pole. Deep into that right field corner. Almost did it again.
I don't know if that would have had the distance, but when he hit it, he was putting a little body English on it. You can see the ball crosses the pole there. Let's see where it lands. If it stayed fair, it would have been close.
Yep.
Would have been close.
But now Peavy ahead 0-2. Bourne, one-hop smash into right field. So Peavy continuing to try to pound him inside, and Bourne just turns on it. He's got a base hit with one out here in the sixth. Back to the Hyundai Studios we go now for an in-game update.
Hey, Matt, Rick, let's go to the nation's capital. Braves and Washington, and so far Atlanta having a big day at the plate. Justin Upton, his 7th homer of the year. That leads the majors now. Atlanta trying to win their 9th in a row. They're up 7-0 in the third. Matt?
They didn't mess around, did they? They're looking for the sweep there in Washington.
All right, Asdrubal Cabrera has had a rough day, 0 for 2. He has struck out twice against Peavy. Just 1 out of 10 in the series. And that's up and in for ball 1. There's a strike call. Evens the count of 1-1. Bourne has 1 steal so far on the year, and I believe that was a steal of third base.
Well, don't think that he didn't see the quick move that he made on Rayburn over there, picking him off in the 5th inning. That's where, as a base runner, you see that happen. You go out and get your lead before he starts going into the stretch.
Call and a strike. Cabrera thought it was high. Doesn't like the call, and he lets home plate umpire Corey Blazer know it.
Well, anytime you're scuffling at times, that pitch is going to go against you. And that's a big pitch in a hitter's count, a 1-1 pitch, because if you get it the strike, you go to 1-2, and now you expand his zone. If he gets it, it's 2-1, and he can shrink his zone.
Down in the dirt. Back to even 2-2.
Yeah, there's the quick one. That's not going to fool him anymore. Peavy does a nice job of controlling the running game. He's quick to the plate. He delivers it and gives his catcher an opportunity. He's about 1.1 seconds getting that ball to his catcher. And that gives you a chance. The average in baseball is about 1.3 seconds.
Bourne draws a throw. He had a big lead that time. Looked like he was itching to go. Again, he stakes himself to a good size lead at first. Gets off a little more. The 2-2 to Cabrera, strike 3 called. Boy, Cabrera is in some kind of a tailspin as he has struck out all 3 times here today. And now 10 Ks for Peavy. The second annual Wise Cleveland Women of the Year Scholarship Luncheon will be held on May 14th at the Q. Wise is honoring Stephanie Tollison and Sherry Foxman. For tickets, visit wisecleveland.com. Is that the sun that's actually making an appearance here today?
No, I think they turned the lights on at the ballpark.
Michael Brantley 1 out of 2. Line drive right at the shortstop ends the inning. 6 in the books. Chicago 2, Cleveland 1. Progressive Field on this Sunday afternoon from our Panini Cam, brought to you by Panini's Bar and Grill. Now, after Brett Myers went 6 innings today, charged with 2 runs on 6 hits, he'll give way to Brian Shaw. It's time for today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen.
Well, I'll tell you what, Myers did a nice job today. Shaw coming on for the 4th time. But Brett Myers needed that. He went 6 innings. Unfortunately, Paul Konerko got him in the 6th inning for that home run. Little ball out over the plate to give him a 2-1 lead, but he settled in. And you coming into this game and you said that, hey, Myers is going to give up 2 runs in 6 innings. You say, okay, I take it. Let's go.
Sign up for it, absolutely.
You know, and so a good job by him. So he turns it over to the bullpen. And The Indians' offense is going to have to try to get to Peavy, and now the bullpen is going to have to hold them. 1-run game, 2-1, good ball game. Another one.
Connor Gillespie is 2 for 2 on the day, and he fouls the first pitch back. 5 for 9 in the series. Right back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Down low. It's been almost 3 years to the day since the Indians last swept the White Sox here in Cleveland. April 16th through the 18th when the Indians took a 3-game set from Chicago. 2010. Fouled out of play.
You know, with Chicago, after that Konerko home run, they've been scoring via the home run ball like they can do. 24 of their 41 runs have scored on the home run ball.
Strike 3 called. Gillespie finally retired, and they get him looking at a called third. 1 down.
You know, we talked about Brett Myers today. He went out and he had some very good location, got the ball down, changed speeds very well, hit his locations for the most part. Unfortunately, 1 ball to one of the toughest hitters ended his afternoon, and that was Konerko right there with his second home run. It was a 2-run homer, and the difference in the ball game. So a couple of home runs. The leadoff home run by Bourne gave the Indians their run. 2-run homer by Konerko gave the White Sox their 2.
You know, and wouldn't it just figure the only guy he walked all day comes around to score on that home run?
That's right. The error started that inning. He got a big double play ball off the bat of Alex Rios. And then they did their damage with 2 outs. But, I mean, it's 2-1 ball game. Still a lot of ball game left.
Top of the 7th. Low and away, 2-1 to count. Shaw fires, and Ramirez, I mean, towering pop on the infield. As Dribble Cabrera makes the catch, he actually had to shade his eyes from the sun.
Well, yeah, you're right. And it was right after, he blocked that sun out with his glove. Well, you don't want to miss it. After tomorrow's off day, we're going to change the color of our socks. We're going to go from the White Sox to the Red Sox. They will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for a 3-game series. Also a reminder, 12-ounce beers are only $4 now, and hot dogs $3 for every home game.
Tyler Flowers doubled to left his last time up. That stopped an 0 for 22 slump for the White Sox catcher. Pop back out of play. Well, even though the White Sox still have Rios, Dunn, and Konerko in the middle of their lineup. They feel like for them to be successful this year, they've got to pitch and play defense. They don't figure to have the kind of offense that's going to go out and bludgeon people on a regular basis. And like so many teams, they've already been challenged here early in the year with, whether it's a subpar performance by a starter like you got from Chris Sale yesterday, or you got John Danks already with a gimpy shoulder. Swung and a miss up high, chased it 1-2. Boy, Flowers really likes that high, letter high pitch.
Well, it's one that as a hitter you see probably a lot easier than that pitch down in the zone. It's much easier to go after, but much tougher to catch up to.
Almost chased it again, but he held up. And it's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch by Brian Shaw. He fans a pair of socks here in the 7th. Indians down 2-1. It's time now for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Life is hard. Buying a car. Time now to get the answer to the AT&T trivia question. Since 1990, who are the 3 Indians with 8 or more homers in April? I'm thinking Sandy Alomar.
I got Albert Bell. It's got to be Albert.
David Justice, maybe? Did he get off to a good start that one year? Juan Gonzalez.
We should have known better, but 2 of those names were in that
early
in the game with 5 dingers in the first 10 games, weren't they?
Sandy Alomar, Juan Gonzalez, and Albert.
Look at Albert. Yeah, a couple of years.
Well, the Indians need some offense now. Down just a run, 2-1. And here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it will be Nick Swisher, Mark Reynolds, and Jason Giambi all due up. Swisher and Reynolds combined 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts against Peavy, who has fanned 10 or more for the 32nd time in his career. His career high 16. He's done that twice. So he's a guy that
he's been very sharp.
Gets a lot of swings and misses.
Well, he's been sharp today. He's mixed it up very well. Used both sides of the plate. He's not afraid. Left-handers, he's brushing you back.
Fly ball in a center field routine for Diazzo. 1 down.
Yeah, he's used it all. Slider, changeup, fastball, 2-seamer, comebacker over the plate there. Good movement. Cabrera's had a tough day. He's gone down 3 times. Yeah, it's swing and miss stuff. There's no question about it. 10 strikeouts on the afternoon. But still holding on to just a 1-run lead. So they're 1 swing away from tying it up.
And here's Mark Reynolds. A couple of strikeouts on the day. It's a strike. This will only be the 90th pitch of the day for Peavy, but the White Sox have double barrel action in their pen. Goes in, then he goes out, and he's 0-2. Lindstrom, a right-hander. Donnie Veal, a left-hander. Little bit outside, and the count 2-2. Jake Peavy delivers, and Reynolds rips it foul or fair down the line. Just a little foul, boy.
You know, that's the one thing. If you hang Reynolds a slider and that one stayed middle in, that thing almost looked like it backed up. He roped it down into the corner. You can see it was well foul. But that's not where he wanted that pitch located.
The 2-2 to Reynolds. A little cue shot off the end of the bat foul, and he hangs in there. The right-hander again with a 2-2, and that's low, full count. Jason Giambi waiting on deck. Jake Peavy, 95 pitches on the day. The 3-2 is popped back. No, Rick, we remarked about first Justin Masterson, then Zach McAllister, both over 70% strikes. And Jake Peavy's right around there. He's right around 70%, just a shade under. 9th pitch of the at-bat. Off the end of the bat, a broken bat bouncer. It's through, and a base hit for Reynolds.
That's a good at-bat by Reynolds. He was down 0-2 to Peavy, who's been dealing. And he worked it to get the count back to full. He ends up breaking his bat. Placed perfect. I'll tell you what, good at-bat. That was not a bad slider on the outside part. You see how long Reynolds stayed with it? He goes down to his knees, man. He caved, but kept his hands back enough to get enough of it. Gets a base hit. That'll be the 5th hit for the Indians. And that may do it for Peavy.
Really?
We'll see. Robin Ventura, of course, their pitching coach, Don Cooper, is still recuperating. I think he's back in Chicago now, Matt. But instead of sending the interim coach.
Did he make the move or not?
I don't think so.
We have a pinch runner for the Indians, but Robin maybe just be waiting for some time. No, he's going to stay with Peavy.
Yeah, he's going out just to talk and deliver his own message like he did in game 1 here.
Yep. You got a pinch runner for Reynolds, and it's the flyer, Drew Stubbs.
All right. That means now that's an easy call because now Swisher comes into first. Stubbs goes out to right. So Reynolds, that 1-out single, that's a tying run aboard.
And Jason Giambi to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Inside corner, a called strike. Boy, Peavy has pitched inside so effectively today.
To the left-handers,
because
he
he's
sure
been
has.
in on the plate. I mean, on the corner enough to get strikes called.
He has not been afraid to go in there. He's brushed him off, then goes back away. He's really moved it around nicely. Going back in there, nope. They get the throw to first base and Flowers. Sometimes those catchers will sit inside in case you peek back there as a hitter.
Let's see if Stubbs tries to get a big jump and go. He holds. Giambi drives it. Right center field. Not deep enough, though. Diaza will make the catch. And that is out number 2. Watch
Just
this.
got it down on the trademark a little bit. See that ball right there? Oh, excuse me, that went off the end of the bat. You could tell when it left, it did. It just didn't square it up. That was a little off the end. He realized it. That's out number 2.
Well, here's Ryan Rayburn, who is 1 for 2. He had a line drive base hit back in the 5th inning. Stubbs, a big lead at first. Still not going, and the pitch is swung out and missed. And a close play at first. Stubbs has a very big lead. But with his long strides, it doesn't take him long to get back to the bag. One-run game here in the 7th. Draws another throw. There's that move where Peavy tries to get you as you're taking your lead.
Right. Yes, he does. So now that's the smart thing. You call timeout as a base runner. You smooth everything out over there and, take a little breather. He's thrown over 13 times already to first base, and he does have the pickoff of Rayburn.
A little bit outside, 1-1. Ryan Rayburn bounced out to third in the 2nd inning, and then a solid line drive to left back in the 5th. 2 for 6 in the series. Fouled back out of play. And now down to the count, 1-2. Again, Stubbs takes his lead at first. And Rayburn strikes out. 7 in the books. It remains Chicago 2, Cleveland 1. Two-1 Chicago as we go now to the 8th inning. And today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Vinny Pistano on for the 4th time this year. 3 innings, 4 strikeouts. He has walked a couple.
Well, usually he comes in a lead, but not having pitched. Off day tomorrow, trying to keep the score tied. In comes Pistano. Swisher comes in to first base from right field. Stubbs goes out to right after they pinch ran for Reynolds.
Alejandro De Aza to lead off 0 for 3 on the day. Takes a strike. De Aza, as you see, 1 for 10 in the series. That one was a home run yesterday. But the White Sox were already down 9-2 at that moment.
That was a protect swing. That ball might have hit him in the belly if he didn't foul it off. That looked like it was coming right at him, man. Honest to God, watch this swing. That's emergency, quick hack.
Another foul out in front. $11,682 the attendance here this afternoon. And just over 11,000 for all 3 games in this series. The 0-2. They say it's inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boston blanking Tampa 4-0. They're in the 5th inning at Fenway as you get a look at left-hander Matt Thornton getting loose in the Chicago pen. Pistano with a 1-2. De Aza way out in front of it, foul. He's been out in front of just about everything. When the day began, the Central Division was about as jumbled as you can get. Detroit 6-5, Kansas City 6-5, the Indians 5-5, then Chicago at 4-7, followed by the 4-7 Twins. Both the Twins and the White Sox began the day having lost 5 straight. Twins were rained out or snowed out, whatever, at home. Fouled back. KC and Toronto tied 1-1. They're in the 4th inning at Kauffman Stadium. Tigers will be in action later at Oakland. Drilled, deep, and gone. Alejandro De Aza homers for the 2nd game in a row, and it's a 3-1 Chicago lead.
Well, there's that big insurance run that they were looking for, the Sox, and they get it, and it's off the long ball. But you keep messing around inside there. He was quick to get everything out. You can't make a mistake middle of the plate, and Vinny does right here, and he gets hurt. If you watch, they want it inside. Now, he was digging it out, but then he gave him a little bit of swinging room here, and he does the damage. De Aza hits his 3rd home run, 2nd in as many days.
Jeff Keppinger stepping in, 1 for 3 today. And a line drive base hit in the left. So Keppinger with a couple of knocks on the afternoon as we get a look at the box score, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers.
The long ball has done all the damage for the Sox again.
Alex Rios takes a strike. Up and in, he missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. High fly ball, right field. This is Drew Stubbs fighting the sun a little bit, making the catch, 1 down.
Season tickets assure you the best seats at the lowest prices, and season ticket holders get Tribe Rewards that gives you a unique opportunity. You can get full or partial season ticket plans. It's on sale now. Just go to Indians.com.
Adam Dunn 0 for 2, walked and scored in the 6th. And Pistano in there with a first pitch strike. Over in the National League, Atlanta shutting out Washington 7-0. Reds blanking Pittsburgh 5-0. Miami, Philadelphia tied 1-1. They're in the 8th. Down in South Florida. Cubs lead the Giants 4-1. They're in the 2nd inning at Wrigley. And St. Louis, Milwaukee scoreless in the 3rd at Busch. Two-strike pitch outside. It seems like every day here lately there's been an injury of some sort, fairly major. And yesterday it was Cincinnati. Johnny Cueto, a 19-game winner last year, he had left with tricep strain.
Yeah, hasn't it been that way early? You're right. The injury bug is out early in April.
Again, Pistano with a 1-2 pitch to Dunn. Missed inside with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dunn able to lay off and a count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out here in the 8th. White Sox leading it 3-1. Paul Konerko is next. Unless Dunn hits into a twin killer here. Rip foul. Somebody's going home with a nice souvenir. Again, Vinny ready with the payoff. And Dunn swing and a miss. That's out number 2. Got him to expand the strike zone a little bit. First strikeout for Pistano today. All right, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Back in the 6th inning. Paul Konerko got a 3-1 pitch, and he doesn't miss many when he's in a good spot like that. And that flipped the tables, gives Chicago a 2-1 lead. They've now expanded it to 3-1. "25 of the White Sox 42 runs coming via the long ball." So, I talked about it earlier. They're not a team that's not going to be their MO. They have to pitch, play defense.
Right.
This isn't a 1 through 9 lineup that's going to pound the ball.
This is also not a lineup that just hits home runs to score. I mean, a lot of times they will do that, but they're good enough hitters to get base hits when they get runners in scoring position. Now they're not hitting with runners in scoring position. It's coming by the long ball.
Yeah.
That'll change. They got too many good hitters in that lineup not to.
One on one, the count on Paul Konerko. Out of play. Konerko quite possibly in his final season in a White Sox uniform, but we thought the last time he was in a final year of a contract that was it. He was taking pictures with people on the final day of the season.
I can't see him going anywhere.
Jerry Reinsdorf stepped up and gave him a new 3-year deal, much to the surprise of a lot of folks, but it's paid off because Konerko has continued to be productive. Outside 2-2.
Yeah, when I see Konerko, I don't see him in another uniform outside of the White Sox.
He started his career with the Dodgers, briefly with Cincinnati.
Then traded to Chicago.
But, this has been...
I mean, could be the all-time home run leader in that organization.
A little bit outside, full count. Yeah, 32 homers away now from becoming the all-time White Sox leader in home runs, trailing only Frank Thomas. But Frank Thomas was the franchise leader in home runs and finished out his career wearing an Oakland A's uniform.
That's
so
true.
Anything's possible, right?
That is true.
With 2 down in the 8th, the 3-2 pitch. Fouled right back.
Well, Konerko is... You don't see many right-handers that see the ball well off Pistano. But right now, Paul Konerko is seeing it well, taking tough pitches, and he was right on that one right there.
Fouled right back. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up right here. '27th already fired by Pistano here in the 8th. Runner goes, 3-2. Fouled back again. All right, one more time. We'll crank it up. Keppinger will go. And Konerko sends one high in the air to right field. Again, Stubbs fighting the sun. And makes the catch. But a home run by Alejandro Diaza has given the Sox an insurance run. 3-1 Chicago. Three-1 Chicago, bottom of the 8th inning. White Sox go to the left-hander, Matt Thornton. After Jake Peavy went 7 terrific innings today for Chicago, giving up just 1 run.
He
on 5
sure did.
hits.
Pitched well. Thornton, the second time he's appearing in this series. In game 1 of the series, he threw an inning and had zeros across the board. Coming on to face Chisenhall, Gomes, and Bourne.
Tom Bochenek tells me it's the 3rd time in Jake Peavy's career that he has struck out 10 or more and not
Didn't
walked
walk
a batter.
any. Yeah, did not give any free passes. He was very good
That's
today.
how good he was here today.
He was good.
Lonnie Chisenhall looks, it's outside ball 1. Thornton gets ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As the Indians are hoping that a new pitcher will break the spell. But Chisenhall strikes out, so the funk continues. That's a dozen Ks now for Indians hitters this afternoon. Let's go back and look at our keys to the game. Myers, keep it down. He did for the most part. I mean, very effective. As you said, if you say before the game Myers is going to go 6, give up 2 runs, you sign up every time.
Yeah, that's all right. One mistake, and Konerko hit it out. That was it, and he did compete with Jake Peavy. Peavy was just a hair better. Peavy gave up the home run. It was a solo shot. Myers' home run had a guy on base, and it was a walk.
The only walk he allowed.
Yeah, the only walk, and Peavy didn't walk anybody, so there's the difference.
A cruel game sometimes. Yan Gomes 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. Bangs this one foul. Gomes ahead, 2 balls and a strike with Michael Bourne to follow here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Oh, down he goes. He banged that off of his front foot. He went down in a hurry. Might have got him off the ankle. Jeff Desjardins, Indians trainer, out with Terry Francona to check out Gomes.
Well,
let's take another look.
Anybody that's ever done that, they know one thing: when a guy goes down, it hurts. I mean, that was
a shin burner.
Straight down. That was off the front leg. Ouch.
Just above the ankle, maybe.
Yeah, around the ankle area.
So Gomes hanging in there. He's going to gut it out with the 2-ball, 2-strike count. And now Thornton with the 2-2. Popped him up. First base done. In foul ground, 2 down. Stay tuned after the game for Indians Live, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Al and Jason will have the highlights. Katie will have reaction from the clubhouse. Rick and I will have some final thoughts as well. It's all coming up right after the ball game here on Sports Time Ohio. 2 down for Michael Bourne. He has 2 of the Indians' 5 hits in this game. A leadoff homer to start and a base hit back in the 6th. Fouled right back. Quickly, the count 0-2. Thornton fires. And Bourne slaps it out of play. Off day tomorrow. Red Sox will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All 3 night games. As we wrap up the homestand. Downstairs 2-2. Red Sox blanking Tampa. They're in the 6th inning, 4-0 Boston. Red Sox began the day leading the AL East with a 6-4 mark. Dunn, flip, and Bourne tried to beat him to the bag. He's called safe, and the umpire goes down.
Yeah, but I'm worried about Bourne's hand. Did he get stepped on? Did he get stepped on over there going head first? And that's one of the times where you can't fault a guy for going in. He had a foot race to the bag with Thornton. As Dunn's going to backhand it, and it looks like he might have stepped right on the hand of Michael Bourne.
I think he's okay.
Unless he jammed it.
Initial indication would be that he's all right, but
well, he hustled to get down there. Now watch him go. It looks like it's his right hand. See if he steps on it.
Yeah, looked like he did.
I can't tell. It was the right hand. Yeah, that's not good because it looks like he's coming off. There's one that goes down. He steps on it. That's what happened. He stepped on the left. Oh, on that one. On the follow-through, he stepped on his right hand. He probably spiked him. Spiked him in the hand. Might have got some blood on this one there. You know, his second step. As he's going over, Michael's hands are out front. This should be the angle.
Whoa.
What is that, the
looks
base?
like the tarp.
It's his right hand. I bet he got a cleat to it.
He's trying to stay in there.
Well, watch him. On the second step, not this one, but now Thornton's left foot on the follow-through right. There.
Yeah, that's the one that got him.
That's the one that gets him. He steps on his fingers or his hand. He's walking off. He must have gashed it. or he got a fingertip, and it looks like it right there. He's got that index finger out. That'll go as a base hit. It's great hustle by Michael Bourne to get down there, but unfortunately, he couldn't escape Bigfoot there on Thornton that came over and stepped on him. Good play all the way around. Dunn shuffles it over there, and it was a bang-bang play. So it's a 2-out single. Unfortunately, now we'll have to see if he's going to be okay. So now Aviles is going to come to pinch run.
And it looks like Robin Ventura wants to go out and check on Matt Thornton with the umpire to make sure he's okay.
Well, he ran into the umpire as he was following through, so that's fine. They got to check on him as well.
Yeah, Jim Joyce, the first base umpire, called Bourne safe, and then Thornton ran him over inadvertently after he stomped on Michael Bourne. So
it's just one of those plays. I mean, it's a little base, and you got 3 guys converging on it.
Straight bull in a china shop right there.
Thornton, he says he's fine. That's no trip to the mound. But the tying run now comes to the plate. So here's Dunn. He's flipping it, and in comes Joyce trying to make the play. There's the collision by the 2 right there, and then as he rolls, that's the roll block taking out the second baseman, except this time it's the umpire. He was fine. He was trying to get into position to see the play. He made the call. There was no argument on the call.
Mike Aviles, by the way, is the runner for Bourne at first. Tying run at the plate is Asdrubal Cabrera. Down low, ball 1. So we'll wait and see on the status of Michael Bourne. You hope that that's as minor an injury as it can be, as he's been off to a great start. That was his 3rd hit in the game.
Looked like that the finger, the index finger at the tip that he might have got a cleat on. Maybe cut it.
Outside, 3 balls and a strike. You know, the thing you worry about too with Bourne, it's his throwing hand.
Yeah.
In addition to, you know, the issues you have with the bat, but if it's a finger issue near the fingertip, that could be problematic. 3-1 pitch to Cabrera. Grounded to third, big hop. They go to second for the inning-ending force. 8 complete. It stays Chicago 3, Cleveland 1. Perez coming on to pitch now for the Indians. Mike Avila stays in the ballgame. He's at second base. And Drew Stubbs goes to center field. And Ryan Rayburn moves out to right. Swing and a miss by Diane Viciedo, who is 0 for 3. Outside he missed 1-1. Viciedo, Connor Gillespie, and Alexei Ramirez.
First time Perez has been in a game in a while.
He went too far, says home plate umpire Corey Blazer. And it's 1-2. Swung out and missed. He strikes him out, 1 down. Tonight on Sports Time Ohio, join Andre Knott for All Bets Are Off at 7 to wrap up your sports weekend. Then at 9, Jimmy Hanlon. Boy, does he have a lot to talk about.
I bet he does.
The Masters wrap up on the Golf Zone. Not to mention the flap over the Tiger Woods penalty and all that situation. Jimmy's had some great thoughts and great opinions on that whole situation. Tune in tonight to hear what he's got to say. Swisher near the stands, leaning in. Did he get it?
No, right off the end, I think.
Close play.
I think he got leather on it
too. The key is, as you always say, he got there first and then made his jump. He was there. Now make the jump in.
He is. He's just. Nope.
Just
never got it.
Reach.
Just out.
Yep.
Right. Good try. Good effort.
Drilled deep and foul. Boy, this guy has hit a lot of balls hard in this series. White Sox closer Addison Reed will be coming on probably in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now the 1-2. Bounce towards third. Chisnall with a nice pick. Throws him out. 2 down. That's going to bring up Alexei Ramirez, who is 0 for 3 here today after going 3 for 6 in the first 2 games of the series. Drilled deep center. Long run for Stubbs. Onto the track. He pulls it down in front of the bullpen. And the White Sox go 1-2-3. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Tribe down 3-1.
3-1 ball game. Addison Reed, their closer, coming on for the White Sox. You look at his numbers, appearing for the 6th time. Reed, a 1-0 record. He's 3 for 3 in save opportunities. So the Indians have their work cut out for him. Reed's going to face Brantley, Swisher, and Stubbs as scheduled hitters. Down a pair.
Indians offense has been stuck in neutral all day since the leadoff homer by Bourne.
Ran into one kind of a hot pitcher today in Jake Peavy. He was brilliant.
Yeah, you have to give credit where it's due, and he was.
This has been a good ball game all the way around. Brett Myers pitched well. All the runs coming today on the home run ball. You know, only 14 hits in the game. White Sox with 8, the Indians with 6. But you want to get that first man or the leadoff man aboard or a base runner because that brings the tying run to the plate and a chance to tie it.
Michael with 2 hits in the series. Down and in from Addison Reed. 1 ball, 1 strike. They're calling Michael Bourne's exit from the game a right hand laceration as Brantley chops one to second base. Keppinger's throw just did get him. Boy, he almost threw it wide of the bag. Done with a nice job to grab it. And Brantley is out number 1, but it was very close. Keppinger almost waited back too long.
You know what? With that last hop, that extra hop in there, I thought Brantley had a chance to beat him out. He didn't get a lot on the throw, but enough to just get him at first base.
And so Nick Swisher to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. Off-speed pitch, got him out in front. High pop on the infield. 2 down. Stay tuned for Indians Live. Brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. It's coming up after the ball game. The highlights, interviews, straight ahead. Carlos Santana makes a pinch hit appearance here. Santana to bat for Stubbs. Santana's been out since he suffered that thumb injury when he and Chris Perez got crossed up on the signals. And he takes ball 1. He's missed the last 3 games. But certainly a great sign to see him swinging a bat here in the ninth. It's inside, 2 balls, no strikes, so that gives you optimism and reason to believe he'll be back in the lineup come Tuesday night when the Indians open that series against Boston. Whether or not he's catching or maybe DHing, but.
Well, you're right. It is a good sign because you figure that would be the toughest thing for him. Hitting.
Takes a strike, it's 2-1. Terry Francona has already had a lot to deal with in the first 10 games of the season, and now it looks like Michael Bourne You got to wonder if that's an injury that might force him to miss some time. You know, with a laceration.
Boy, let's hope not. The way he's
if,
been playing.
Yeah, you just wonder with a laceration, does that mean
Stepped
stitches
down.
potentially?
Yeah.
And
it looked like it could have been because he was in pain.
2 down, base is empty. Tribe down 3-1, and a 2-2 count for Santana. And Santana got a piece of that to stay alive. Well, the Indians won the series against Chicago, but they were hoping for a sweep here this afternoon. They led it 1-0 until the 2-run homer by Konerko in the 6th. 2-2. Down on the dirt, full count. Boy, Santana has such a good eye, and we've seen this since he made his debut with the Indians. He's a very good hitter. And off to a blazing start this year with 13 hits in his first 26 at-bats. Jason Giambi would be next. Boy, you'd love to see Santana get aboard here and give Giambi one crack at potentially tying this game up. Payoff pitch. Pop back out of play. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And the payoff pitch now. Santana drives it deep right field and foul. Wow, he socked that baby deep and just faded in front of the foul pole.
Well, there was no question about it. He's going to stand at home plate and look at it. Please stay fair. There's the body English from Madison Reed. It got foul. Just a strike. They re-rack him and go at it again on a full count.
Good sign for Santana. It doesn't appear that he's suffering from any rust, having a few days off. 3-2. Ball 4. And the game stays alive for the Indians as Jason Giambi will be coming to the plate.
Well, I mean, that brings a tying run. You're right. That home run scared him. But still, even if he hits the home run, they were up 1. You know, you don't want to give any base runners. He ends up walking Santana, so that gives the Tribe life. They still have a pulse here, and they've got a big left-handed hitter to try with Giambi.
Outfield for Chicago is deep. Jason Giambi 0 for 3 is flied out all 3 times today. Last time up, he hit the ball fairly well, but just off the end of the bat towards center field. Runner goes. Giambi checks. It's low, ball 1. So Santana
not concerned about him.
Down to second base.
Yeah, not concerned about him at all. They're deep. The only thing they're concerned about is Giambi at the dish. He's the tying run.
Up high, 2-0. Ryan Rayburn would be next. Giambi has been in these situations so many times throughout the course of his 18-year Major League career in his 19th season. And in his first game with the Indians, 2-0, boxed out by
crossed him up.
Flowers, who was definitely crossed up, and he'll go out to talk to Reed. It was a called strike.
Yeah, it was a cross up there. He was looking for one pitch, got another. Same thing we saw happen in this homestand with Santana. He's looking for the breaking ball, and there comes the fastball. And it's almost slaps it away with his glove. But it was a strike.
The 2-1. And that's called a strike, much to the chagrin of Giambi, and it's 2-2.
It comes back with 2 quality pitches. After down in the count, he goes right in there with a fastball, right on the inside edge.
Reed ready, the check of the runner, and the 2-2. Giambi lifts one in the air to center. Diaza makes the catch, and that's the ball game. So the White Sox escape with the series finale, avoiding the sweep. And the final score today is 3-1 in favor of Chicago. But I suppose at the end of the day, if you're the Indians, you take the series win and you move on.
Sure you do. You win the first 2. You had a chance to win today's ball game.
In the end, though, a couple of big hits by Chicago proved to be too much to overcome. Today's key play of the game brought to you by KeyBank.
Well, you come in here, there were 2 outs, and then all of a sudden you get a 2-out walk. And then Brett Myers, who pitched very well today, made one pitch that got too much of the plate. Konerko hits it over the wall. At that time, it was right there, a 2-1 White Sox lead. Konerko, his second home run, and we've seen him do it many times to the Indians. Paul Konerko does the damage.
KeyBank, proud to be the banking home of the Cleveland Indians. So the Indians win the series, but Chicago wins the finale. They get their first road win of the season, and Chicago leaves town 5-7 on the year. The Indians drop to 5-6. For Rick Manning and for Katie Witham, I'm Matt Underwood. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Indians Live is next.